I think the first thing is just how proud I am of everybody in the business. It's been an incredible 50 years. I've been there for 30% of that. So for me, it's been just a terrific time to be part of the business. And it's amazing how successful the company's remained despite a lot of changes over the years, different shareholders, different mergers. We were merged with other parts of GE at the time, and we've come through and improved the business and grown the business steadily for 50 years. Of course, with a few ups and downs. Well, I just wound up GE, I guess 2 years with GE Capital IT Solutions. We're looking for another job, and I'd spent a lot of my career in GE Healthcare and was looking to either go back to GE Healthcare or another GE business. And then my boss at GE Capital IT Solutions went over to GE Capital European Equipment Management, we were called at the time, and recruited me to come over here. And then the idea was to separate out Tip Trailer Services from the other GE equipment management businesses and make it separate and bring me in as general manager to accomplish the change and turn around the business. Well, it was a really challenging time for the business. GE had created an entity in GE Capital called GE Equipment Management. And so we were GE European Equipment Management, EEM. And they'd merged again all the front end of the business so that, again, you had the guy out on the street in the morning selling Avis Fleet Services, in the afternoon renting modular space units, and then over dinner leasing trailers. And we'd also merged TLS Van Hire, GE Rail Services, and some other business into the mix. And it was a very complicated operation to pick apart and restart the business. And to add to that, at the time, the revenue was only about 190 million euros, and the SG&A expenses as part of that were about 29% of revenue. So we were not a colossally effective business at the time. Anyway, the company was really struggling. The economy wasn't cooperating. There'd been no capex for 3 years, which probably sounds familiar to a lot of us. And we had to then decide how we were going to go forward and operate the business as we separated out TIP from European Equipment Management. So we had to go out and decide who were going to be the region general managers. And we opted with Charlie Schwer to run Central Europe, which was Germany and Austria and Hungary and Poland at the time. Walter Verhelst, who took over the South region. I think you remember that was France, Spain, and Italy. We had a little bit in Portugal because somebody had the bright idea to go out and lease some rail wagons there. So we left Walter around to hang around and manage that. Then we had Andre Menzing running the Benelux, Jesper Alman for Nordic, and we took over David Cooper as the remarketing director. Then one of the first things we did in 2004, thank God, was rename the business GE Equipment Services, which sounded a lot better to the ear, and it became GE Equipment Services Europe, and it became easy. And it was a nice way to think about the business as being more simplified and easygoing than it was under the equipment management years. And then also at the time in 2003, not many of you will remember that, the UK business was part of TLS Van Hire. So it wasn't until 2004 that we split out that business, and TIP UK became part of merged with TIP Continent to create TIP Europe. And then John Murray came over to run that business. And then Howard Wilkinson was running our tanker business in Europe. So just thinking about some of the leadership team is at the time, Malachy was the Easy European controller reporting to Tim Stonecipher. Roger Lan was the Pan-European accounts manager. Paul Beadle was the UK ops leader. Then we had Oliver Bang, who was the rail sales manager for Italy, reporting to Willem Hosen. And then we had Christian Peterson, who had just joined the Nordic as regional sales manager at that time. Mark Crossland was the tanker ops leader. Didier Felice joined in 2005 as the French sales manager, and Mike Furnival joined in January 2007 from Transrent and brought a great team over with him. And it was really terrific getting all of that together and making the business as a whole and getting over the struggle of the sort of 1999 through 2003 years. And it was great getting the business as a whole, and we've never stopped progressing over that time. things that I think are really hard to forget. There have been a lot of interesting moments in the business. I think the one thing that stands out for me the most is how we changed TIP from being a pure rental and leasing company into a rental, leasing, and services company. If you go back to 2003, we had 0 workshops, we had 0 mobile service vans. Today we have 86 workshops, we have 180 mobile service vans, and we're just as much a maintenance and services company as we are a rental and leasing company. One of the probably stellar things that we did was start a partnership with EBTS in Belgium, which is called TIP Roadside Services, and we go from handling 0 cases and handling breakdowns in branches and scrambling to find people to fix problems out on the road to handling 90,000 cases a year and having over 6,000 suppliers to service our customers. To me, that's really the big change, not just in what we are and what we do, but in the mentality of the business. Our current values, as we set them out today, really don't reflect any big changes from 2003. I think we need to be experts in our industry. We needed to be committed to delivering excellence for our customers. And I think a big thing about the business is that everybody's passionate about the company and also about the industry that we're in. And that's very important to making customers realize we're really part of their industry and we're passionate about serving that industry. And then again, at the same time, being respectful and open and integrity is a big part of our business. I think in serving our customers, they know that maybe we're not always the cheapest guy out there. We're an integral player. We treat people honestly. We treat our customers honestly. And we're a straightforward player in the business. The other thing that I think lines up very well alongside that is we're very humble. I don't like to think because we're the biggest maintenance player, we're the most important guy out there. Maybe there are other people out there doing things better than we are who we can learn from. So I think being humble and respectful, both of the people in our business and our customers, makes us a better company overall. The culture of the company really lines up with the values of the business that I talked about. But I think the real focus of the company is on the customers. Everything you have to do out there has got to be oriented towards serving your customers. And whether that's a customer externally, one of our rental or leasing or maintenance customers, but it's also being in the back office of the business and serving internal customers to make them more effective and ultimately to make the business more effective in serving its customers. One of the big awards we have in our business is called Achieving Customer Excellence. That really says a lot about how we think about what we do in the company. And that award is open to people that serve internal customers, whether that's in the back office in finance or it's in human resources, or sales guys or operations guys that do a great job for the customer out there every day. It creates a mentality of the business which is focused on its customers. First of all, we're really grateful for H&A having invested in the business over the last 4 years. We had a difficult time like a lot of other people had during the global financial crisis. And when H&A started investing again in the company in 2014, it's really helped us to grow the business and do things the right way for our customers. In terms of industry changes, I don't think in the trailer industry per se, there have been that many changes. It's not incredibly high technology equipment. There have been some improvements in functionality, etc. I think the biggest change has been one in the industry, which is a lack of drivers in the industry. So some of the things that we need to do as a business are to make our customers, more efficient and more effective, knowing that they can't afford a lot of downtime because they don't have all the people they need out there to serve their own customers. So I see TIP Trailer Services today as a European and Canadian supplier to the transport and logistics industry. And I think we're a much more diverse player in the industry than we were 15 years ago. Now we offer a broad range of services, and we try to do everything we can to make our customers more efficient. And then looking toward the future, we'll continue to diversify the assets that we do deliver. So moving floor trailers, which serve a lot of ecological needs to the industry, waste tankers, and other types of equipment to make the business more diverse going forward. We'll also continue to add more branches and more workshops to reach customers that we don't reach today and be able to provide better service across Europe. We'll continue to offer a lot more mobile service units to serve customers more remotely and on their own premises to help them drive their own productivity. The thing that I'm really looking forward to is to continue to grow the company and grow the people within the business so that we can do the things that we're doing today for the next 50 years and be a major solutions provider to the industry to take TIP to year 100. So again, congratulations to all the people who made TIP a great place to work for the last 50 years. And I'd just like to encourage everybody to continue to make the great progress, keep coming up with the innovative ideas and the exciting things that make it TIP a great place to work. And I wish all the employees for the next 50 years as good a 50 years as the last people have had inside the business.